afternoon, viewers. Meet again with me, Aulia Sandi, in the news this week, which will provide some interesting, sharp, reliable information from several regions in Wonogiri district during this week. Let's jump straight to the viewers' first news. Landslide disaster cover part of the route. Akhir in Ngelompong Hamlet, Kuno Village, Jatiroto Sub-District, Wonogiri Regency on Thursday, 4 Februari 2021.
Landslide occurred in Ngelompong Hamlet, Kuno Village, Jatiroto Sub-District, Wonogiri Regency on Thursday, 4 Februari 2021. Landslide occurred after the area was hit by heavy rain, accompanied by wind, which occurred on that day. This landslide covered part of the route. This condition causes traffic flow to be choked up by two-wheeled vehicles and four-wheeled vehicles. Local people work together to clean up the landslide material so that vehicles can pass through. The public is advised to always be alert to the weather this Sunday, which is suspected to cause landslide and fallen trees. Refine SKANJA coverage reports.
Heavy rain also caused part of the route to collapse on the thatch of one of the residents.
Roads in the area of Tangi Village, Sempukorep, Sidoarjo Sub-District, Wonogiri Regency are damaged. This can gradually endanger motorists thus crossing the area. The local residents said that before it was hit by heavy rain accompanied by wind some time ago. The road was already experiencing cracks, but after the rain, the road immediately collapsed to cut part of the road. There were no fatalities in the incident. It was just that the coat band of one of the residents was hit by soil and material from the road. The local people worked together to clear the area and provide road boundaries that can be passed by the local community. Local residents and road users really hope that the government-related routes will immediately rebuild the road, because if left unchecked, do not close the possibility of the road experience even more serious damage and may result in accidents. Kista Sidoarjo reports.
We turn to the next information. After the Central Java movement was carried out at home, the situation in the Jatiswana market was quiet with visitors and traders too.
The increase in cases of the COVID-19 pandemic, which never ends, even though there have been many policies taken by the government, but in fact it is not effective to suppress the positive number of COVID-19 in Indonesia, such as PSBB and also the enforcement of restriction on community activities. Recent policies have emerged as an effort to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, especially in the Central Java region. By implementing Central Java Movement Policy at home, Central Java Governor Ganjar Pranowo hoped the community will participating in the Central Java Movement at home only. The Central Java Movement at home only has been carried out simultaneously on Saturdays and Sundays, 6 to 7 February 2021. The implementation of the Central Java Movement at home alone has been regulated in a circular letter concerning increased discipline and tightening health protocols on the implementation of best duration on community activities in Central Java. After the Central Java movement has carried out at home, the situation in the Jatiroto market was quite empty of visitors and also traders. People will go to the market on average to adhere to health protocol by wearing masks, but are still found market visitors who are still desperate not to wear masks. Heriudin Jatiroto report.
The same thing happened in Jatiswana market, which still had a lot of market visitors who did not comply with health protocols.
Friday, 12 February 2021, the situation of the Jatiswana market this time is still busy with visitors. The Jatiswana market will open or be called the Pasaran every Wage on the Javanese calendar. Exactly today, Friday, the Jatisrona market is raining, but it only rains briefly. But even though it rains, the Jatisrona market, the outside is still busy with visitor. The core market is also busy. However, the inside of the market is quite empty because the situation in the market is very muddy. In the Jatisrona market, there are still many sellers as well as buyers who have not followed the health protocols such as wearing masks and other things that have been recommended by the government. They seem to be indifferent to the rules. Even in the cow market, it is very crowded. There are crowds of visitors jostling around. This is of course worrying because the COVID-19 situation is increasing with the crowd. Then the spread of this virus chance of course is very easy. They have to stick to health rules in order to take care of each other.
We'll move on to more interesting information in a moment. Thank you still with us in the news this week. We move on to the next viewer of information. River condition in Jelok Hamlet, Sumberjo Village, Jatisrona Sub-District, where the water looks quite clean, but there is still a pile of garbage around the river.
The current rainy season is prone to natural disasters such as flooding in the river area. Therefore, the condition of the river is very important to pay attention to, like the condition of the river in Jelok Hamlet, Sumberjo Village, Jatisrona Sub-District, which look quite clean. But unfortunately, there are still several piles of garbage around the river. There are various types of garbage piles around the river, even though there are clear rules that it's not allowed to throw garbage in the river. Because the garbage that has accumulated in the river area can obstruct the flow water, so water flows improperly. When the river water recedes, the river flow is not as hard as when it's high tide. This river water is used by a farmer to irrigate their rice field. The number of trees around the river makes the atmosphere in this river quite beautiful with fresh air. Unfortunately, there are still people who are desperate to throw garbage here. If this continues, it can cause flooding during heavy rain. Besides not being allowed to litter in the river, also not trading or doing things that could endanger the sustainability of the fish in the river. Firdalia Mika reports.
We turn to the next information about Lawang Sewu tourism object, which is located in Sidoarjo Sub-District and close to the COVID-19 pandemic.
The COVID-19 pandemic is increasingly spreading in Indonesia. All the means and policies that have been taken by the government have not yet shown result. In fact, positive cases of COVID-19 in Indonesia continue to increase and more victims are affected. One of the policies taken was PPKM, which resulted in the closure of several public facilities. As in the Lawang Sewu tourist attraction, which is currently being closed, the closure of this tourist attraction follows government recommendation with the aim of avoiding the transmission of the COVID-19 virus. This Lawang Sewu tourism object is located in Tangi Hamlet, Sembukarap village, Sidoarjo sub-district. This tourist attraction was founded in the 109,080 years, owned and managed by a local resident. This tour provides several facilities, one of which is the mosque. This mosque was built as a place of worship and also as a place of rest for the visitor. At the Lawang Sewu tourist spot, there used to be a hot spring pool, but unfortunately the pool has not dried up and cannot be used anymore. Tista Sidoarjo reports.
In addition to taking pictures, viewers can also enjoy the beauty of the sunset at the Sidoarjo Dam.
Dam of Love. Who doesn't know this one tourist spot? One of the tourist attractions in the Tempursari village, Sidoarjo sub-district, is often visited by the surrounding community, especially teenagers, to enjoy the beauty of the sunset. This tourist spot is quite unique because it is called the Dam of Love. The reason is because there are many young people who come to this place on vacation or every weekend. Countless number of teenagers have visited this place because this place visitor can enjoy the natural beauty directly and without being charged a penny. From here we can see the mountain ranges that add to the beauty of this tourist spot. This tour has been counting for quite a long time. This tour has been built since 2015 and was only inaugurated by the village head of Tempursari in 2019. Currently, the Dam of Love is managed by the local people around the village of Tempursari. Putri Nabila reports.
We move on to the next information in a moment. Welcome back on the news this week. We move on to the next viewers information. In Jeporo village, Taman Sari Hamlet, Jatipuno sub-district, is there anything there? Here is the coverage for you.
In Jeporo village, Taman Sari Hamlet, Jatipuno sub-district, there is a broiler chicken farm. Broiler chicken, or what is also known as a broiler, are a type of superior race resulting from crosses from chicken nation that have high productivity power, especially in producing chicken meat. This farm has been established for one period owned by Mr. Agus Puwoko with 3,600 chickens, and this land has 2 floors, each of which has 24 by 4 meters, because the amount and expenditure of electricity every day is 150,000. Why did Pa Agus choose chicken? This broiler chicken is more needed for the basic needs of the community. Capital is not too large and easy maintenance. How the care for the chicken grow Well, namely with how temperature levels and scam must be regular and well maintained. And to keep the chickens healthy, they are given herbal medicine twice a week. After the boiler chicken have entered a large enough age, the chicken are taken by PT Mustika and then distributed to consumer chicken traders.
We are still discussing about cultivation, namely the cultivation of sengon seeds, which are located in Jatiburno sub-district.
Sengon tree is a type of plant that is part of the Fabaceae family and is one type of tree that produces wood which grows a lot in Indonesia. Currently, the existence of the sengon tree is silent because the wood from this tree is the main source for the wood processing industry. Tree sengon is claimed to be the fastest-growing tree in the world because the height of the sengon tree can reach 7 meters in just 1 year. Sengon tree itself can reach 40 meters with a breast-free height of 20 meters. As for the tree diameter can reach 100 centimeters or even more, Sengon has a compound leaf shape and double pinnate which is about 23 to 30 centimeters. Because of the many advantages produced by the Sengon tree, Master Slamet chose to establish a marine Sengon nursery center which is located in the area of Kembal Kidul Hamlet, Nungklan Village, Girimarto District. Master Slamet Sengon Tree Nursery Center has been around for about 6 years. Master Slamet said that almost every year he plants 50,000 marine Sengon seedlings. Currently, the number of Sengon seeds is estimated to be 5,000 seeds left because the seeds are often bought by farmers who want to plant Sengon. Putri Nabila report.
Plant cultivation is also carried out by residents of Watu Somos, Logoimo sub-district, who also cultivate turmeric plants.
In Watosoma village, Logoimo sub-district, there is a turmeric plantation land. The plantation is managed by Watosoma resident. The turmeric plantation, whose planting age is approximately 5 months old, looks very fertile with leaves that look green and lush. Farmers in Watosoma village always gather for the turmeric garden. To plant the turmeric itself requires several processes, namely place the prepared turmeric rhizome on moist soil. Make sure the rimbang is not exposed to direct sunlight. After that, sprinkle the turmeric rhizome with enough soil and water it every evening to produce quality shoots or turmeric seeds. After the turmeric grows, turmeric is treated by pulling out the surrounding grass and applying fertilizer to make it thrive. Turmeric plants must be cared for until they reach the harvest season, which is usually at the age of 8 months. Even though the plants look fertile, but in this plantation, turmeric is also attacked by weeds, such as sweetgrass and thorny grass. These weeds can interfere with the growth of turmeric, so farmers must routinely pull out the weeds every few months. The turmeric they plant can grow well and fertile. Ari Wahyudi, Logoimo reports.
This information as well as the closing of our meeting in the news this week. I am Aulia Sandi and the crew on Jati have resigned. See you.